Hi, welcome back to Kidocracy at Large. I'm Siddhan Chandra and here every Saturday to speak about a current event in the light of kidocracy. Kidocracy declares the rule of minors and minorities, and it is taught by minors and minorities aimed at adults and the majority. Examples are Black Lives Matter, Occupy, Arab Spring, the Indian farmers' protest, and so many more. Other than collective actions like that, there are individual actions that can be read kidocratically. I recently did a reading of Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview in the light of the 9 values of kidocracy. Today I want to speak of 2 other individuals who made a film that I consider kidocratic. Azhmaish, The Journey Through the Subcontinent. In this film, Sabiha Sumar, a Pakistani filmmaker, has co-created a documentary with an Indian actor, Kalki Kahlan. It is very meaningful to be talking of this film in the light of the US withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan and what it might mean to Afghani women. Also, in the context of Prime Minister Imran Khan of Pakistan blaming the women for attracting rape through obscenity or through wearing tempting clothes. And in the light of India's status as the most dangerous for women. So, knowing that women of India and Pakistan are suffering from rampant patriarchy and supportive fascist states, it is necessary to look through the eyes of 2 women, one Indian and one Pakistani, to parse the status of not only women but also the poor in both these nations. Both the poor and the women are numerical majorities, but in terms of power, they are minorities. They make up the 99%. Sabiha Sumar said in an interview, "This film is about 2 women who go on an extraordinary journey across India and Pakistan to understand why people in our countries are turning to religious extremism for answers, and explores these questions through the lives of ordinary people. Kalki and I travel far and wide, meeting people from all walks of life, trying to understand the pulse of our countries. What powers this film is the non-judgmental curiosity that both Sumar and Kahlan bring to their journeys. Polymorphous perversity that does not look to the guidance from leaders, instead talking to everyday people, from truck drivers to fashion models. I saw this film on the big screen in the Toronto Film Festival in 2017, and I was blown away by its audacious design of binational protagonists engaging with, quote unquote, their enemies, and finding that people on both sides of the border are the same in their sheer diversity. A border created in 1947 along religious lines, now polarizing 2 heavily militarized and fascist states, forcing their respective minorities into homogeneity, religious homogeneity. In contrast, the film captures the friendship of the 2 women, Kalki and Sabiha, operating freely as fellow artists in a post-nationalist space. It was Sabiha's film, and she invited Kalki to participate in the film. Now, Kalki is white and has a French passport. And you might ask, why is she representing India? Couldn't Sabiha have found someone else more suitable, more representative? Born and raised in India by French parents, Kalki is a Bollywood actor with an impressive body of work. And what's more, she is politically woke. In the film, I particularly like how she silences a mansplaining Indian cop with enthusiastic nods. Deflecting power through appearance of agreement. She models, I believe, a form of queer failure. Consider the following words from Judith Halberstam's Queer Art of Failure. Failure can be counted within that set of oppositional tools that James C. Scott called the weapons of the weak. Describing peasant resistance in Southeast Asia, Scott identified certain activities that looked like indifference or acquiescence as hidden transcripts of resistance to the dominant order. Many theorists have used Scott's reading of resistance to describe different political projects and to rethink the dynamics of power. Some scholars, such as Saidiya Hartman, have used Scott's work to describe settled resistance to slavery, like working slowly or feigning incompetence. The concept of weapons of the weak can be used to recategorize what looks like inaction, passivity, and lack of resistance in terms of stalling the business of the dominant. To return to the issue of Kalki representing India, I might as well state here that kidocracy does not bother with identity politics. It is centrifugal. It is curious. It flows and engages with the other. It paints outside the lines. How else is this film kidocratic? It is minoritarian, that is, it affiliates with minor entities, the weaker entities, as the poor and the women of the subcontinent. It is base materialist in how it celebrates the sheer bodily survival of impoverished masses on lands controlled by feudal men and militarized states. It captures a fashion show at a truck stop to validate women displaying their bodies as models, both as freedom of expression and as a way of earning money. The film is polymorphously perverse, as per Freud's description of infantile sexuality as a model for education. That is, the film is anti-normative and interested in everything, especially the forbidden, foregrounding a subversive friendship between binational women. And the film flies from the molar to the molecular, as per Deleuze and Guattari's concept of molar aggregates versus molecular entities. Kalki and Sabiha engage in their molecular connections and question the molar aggregates of the Indian and Pakistani states. They question the border between them as an illusion maintained at high cost to both the women and the poor of both these nations. Just a century ago, European nations were at war with one another. And now there is the European Union with porous borders and shared goals. Not perfect, but still a sea change from 100 years ago. Could we dare to dream of such a transformation in the South Asian subcontinent? Could we dare to dream of such a transformation in South Asia? in about 25 years? Sabiha says in an interview, I found during the making of Azhmaish that people in India and Pakistan are ahead of their leadership. And time has come to change the way we think about the poor and marginalized people in our societies. A new vision, a new world order is in the making. Azhmaish is a witness to this change. Powerful and beautiful words that inspire us to undo colonial legacy, to upstage fascism with quietly revolutionary friendships, seeping across borders, across religions, across races and bloodlines, not only through romantic love, marriage and children, as per the tired tropes of Bollywood, trapping us within the Molar entities of the family, but through friendship, curiosity, and collaborative art production. So much better than procreation. Art, there's a weapon of the weak. As per Joseph Beuys, everyone is an artist. Only art is capable of dismantling the repressive effects of a senile social system that continues to totter along the death line, to dismantle in order to build a social organism as a work of art. Every human being is an artist who, from his state of freedom, the position of freedom that he experiences at first hand, learns to determine the other positions of the total artwork of the future social order. Let us all declare ourselves artists and co-create with other artists and actualize the dream of a demilitarized, decolonized, minority-friendly South Asia. Like Sabiha and Kalki show us how. Till next week. Bye.